All right, and we're live. A Saturday market wrap up live with Billy, Glenn, and JB. We've brought in the big guns, JB. Live on our first around. Oh, we're actually got a big announcement.
Well, the around the grounds, we were scrolling through social media last week, and there was a young guy, I think out of West Agent, and he'd been doing around the grounds, and his commitment was that he did it on his wedding day. So we thought, let's not steal his thunder. If he's that committed, our new segment is barbecue bits, and we talk about everything in real estate that people talk around the barbecue, and this is just the barbecue at Billy's house. I love what you've done with the one-bedroom apartment in Mossman since we last spoke, Billy. It's
thank you,
fantastic.
Glenn. I've actually expanded and gone much further than just a barbecue setup. You can see a beautiful view out towards the golf course there. So we are going to be
look, it's a magnificent barbecue, Billy. It looks a bit like a crematorium. All this over here.
Yeah, well, look, this is what the buyers are looking for in today's market: quality. So
quality, yeah. So talking about quality, talking about market, talking about real estate, we always talk about open numbers. Now, JB, she did a lot of opens today. What was your busiest open, JB?
Our busiest open was definitely Quirk Street. We had probably about 15, 16 groups through.
Okay.
So definitely a lot of activity going on there.
So Quirk Street's a northeast facing property in DY. Not a lot of properties on the northern beaches. We have North Curl, we have Freshwater Headland, get that idyllic northeast aspect and pick up a view of the beach. But Quirk Street, Bushy Place does. So in winter, they're absolute little sun traps. The prevailing winds or the cold winds in winter are southwest, and they go right over the top. And this one looked out at DY Beach. How was it received, JB?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was definitely the best day for it. Sunny skies. I think we had a couple of hot buys come in. I think it will go quick.
Great. Sounds positive.
And Billy, back at Smith Street, big auction coming up on that one.
Massive open home, good numbers, 11 groups through. We've seen some quality numbers on that campaign, but opening it up tomorrow as a Sunday special as well. We like our Sunday open homes there, and tracking through to auction next Saturday.
Well, Sunday gives you the opportunity, if you're a buyer, don't have to wait till Wednesday the following Saturday. You come and have a look. You want a second opinion. You might want a friend that's a builder, mum and dad, uncle, Theo, anyone along those lines, and you can get them through on Sunday. Monday, you can be talking to the agent. Monday night, it can be exchanged. So show on Sunday, sell on Monday. All things property management, Billy. What excited you in property management this week?
Well, there was a couple of new properties brought on. We've got 2 coming in Freshwater. That's great.
Awesome.
Very, very exciting. The team had a busy day today on the ground, and I believe Leo's actually showing one of the Northern Beach's most exclusive penthouses in DY Beach.
What one's that, Billy?
That's done on the Strand, and quite an interesting story there in the form of a penthouse setup.
How many bedrooms?
5 bedrooms.
And the rent?
I think $3,500 a week.
So that's huge, that's, even to have that as salary would be a huge salary. But along DY Beachfront, we do get those. We have a few properties that are renting for $2,500 in DY. But what's interesting about DY, you can also secure a 1-bedroom property for $450.
Yeah.
And be 800 meters west of the penthouse, which is right on the beach. So you can enjoy the penthouse live on a budget.
Without the price.
Without the price, Billy. A bit like your night out last night. Billy had a late night. I'm very concerned about it.
We'll get to that in a moment.
We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah.
That's
now sales properties. We launched one of the Northern Beach's finest homes this week, pre-market. That was, Billy.
Yes. Do you want to tell us a little bit more?
No, I asked you.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going somewhere with that, Glenn.
Oh, look, birthday today, 56, still 3 years younger than Brad Pitt. But I might get a bit lost.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, there is. Sorry, let me rephrase. There is a couple of new properties coming in. Your favourite of which?
My favourite would have to be the one in Curl Carrington Parade.
Yes.
JB was there. What did you think of that one down on Curl Beach?
That was Farnell.
Farnell.
Oh, it's just stunning. It's a stunning property. It's just such an open plan, great views. I mean, super close to Curl, like just a few steps walk, and it's just stunning. I think it's going to go really quick.
Yeah, so that one's opposite the beach. There'll be an auction campaign. Carrington Farnell, it actually has 2 street frontages. So Carrington Parade would be on the beach front. Farnell is giving you a 2nd street access. A swimming pool out of James Bond.
Yeah.
Outdoor 1 minute, indoor the next, with plumbed in fire pit. And
it's almost as good as the outdoor entertaining area behind us, Glenn.
Oh, yeah. Probably the company. I don't know if the company could be as good, Billy, as you could sell. So that'll be an amazing one. We'll look at one in Newport this week.
Yep.
With magnificent views. So, yeah, some great stock coming to the market. I think we're holding around 20 listings. Some of our competitors are, they've got 4 properties on the market. So we're really busy, really happy, working hard. Little office here.
We're very lucky. A busy team.
A busy team is a happy team. That always, Billy.
Yep. In terms of favourite properties coming to market, that's number 8, Farnell. I would have to agree as well. We've covered the sales, covered the open home numbers. Any community announcements we need to talk about, Glenn?
Well, Billy, I was going to put one out last night. Have you seen Billy? He was out all hours last night. I was worried, but we found him and he fronted up and was magnificent today.
I'm here on the ground. I do have a community announcement, and that is, it is Mr. Glenn's birthday.
Oh,
Happy
thank
birthday.
you, thank you. Michael Silich has wished me happy birthday. He'll be off later tonight. He's got a lot of calls to make, working in the great Lisa Novak's team as one of the best buyers agents in Sydney. But he's down to the family farm. I think Farmer wants a bride or something like that. He got married, didn't
Farmer
he?
got a bride.
Farmer got a bride. He's down there for the weekend, so that will be great.
Well deserved as well.
Michael, well deserved. He set the record for the number of holidays at Novak. So, yeah, just another one.
It's that's true. So back open at business as usual tomorrow.
Back open. We've got exciting news, Billy and I. We're launching some off the plan properties.
Yes.
In the local area, and these, I think we touched on it last week. You'll see it online later this week. Not 5-star, 6-star properties, highest level of finish of any apartments in DY. It'd be a pleasure to sell.
Yeah, DY's most sought after development.
And right in the heart of DY, we call it Town Square. Right near the Beeline bus station, right near all the amenities in there as well.
Yeah, if you'd like some info on that, guys, reach out. There's some massive upsides to buying off the plan. Some really good opportunity to get into.
Well, Mark Novak, who's been involved in most of the off the plan in DY, he was just stating that the average from when you purchase the property to when you settle, people are looking at 20% growth.
It's great.
So we touched on this a little bit last week. You go in with a 10% deposit. You pay your 10% deposit. You wait for the property to settle. You've now got another 20% equity, 30% equity. You start getting around 40% equity in a property. You can split that equity, go buy something again.
Yeah.
With that 20%. That's
what smart buying looks like.
Well, that's what smart buying looks like.
Yeah. And you make your money in the buying, not necessarily the selling. So get step 1 right, and you'll get you'll get your
Well, Billy's very good with this. He had the first home buyers extravaganza
Yes.
earlier in this year. 100 people came through, so he really understands buying.
Thank you, Glenn.
My pleasure, Billy.
And this was the first weekend we've seen since the stamp duty changes. So that's going to lead us into our final segue of the night, the barbecue conversation.
Barbecue conversation. So when you go to a barbecue, you know, there's often conversations you have. People, you know, we're polite people. We don't talk about religion. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about how much, you know, we earn. We often talk about people that aren't at the barbecue. That's one of my favourites. So if you're not there, you say, oh, you know, Stavan wasn't there. Thank God for that. You know, he'd eat all the sausages at Stavan Boogaloo. You know, he works with us, but he's a great eater. So you can talk about them. But you talk about real estate. People often talk about property prices and they talk about when should I sell.
Yeah.
And that's what we'd like to touch on today. You know, the day was very spring-like. Next week we're in the middle of July. 15th of July is my mother's birthday, so I know that pretty well. That'll be next Saturday. And, you know, should I sell now or should I just wait another, you know, month and a bit and spring's on the doorstep?
Well, you've got you've come so far. Do you now hold on? That's, I think, certainly going to be on the conversation for many people at the moment. What do you think, JB?
Well, judging, this is only my first week in real estate here at Novak, but judging by everyone coming today, I do think it's a seller's market. So I do think, you know, the property's good to go. You're going to have people come in and they might be, you know, interested in spending a bit more because they want to get their hands on a property.
Yep.
Well, what I think is just like Novak, buyers never sleep. So back when I first started real estate and everything was in black and white and you rode your dinosaur to the open for inspection and times like that, buyers had a break over winter. You know, cars weren't, you know, back in the 90s and 80s, you know, cars weren't climate controlled, or only very expensive ones were. You wouldn't go to an open inspection. You met the agent at the office or you met the agent on site standing out the front.
Yep.
You know, so it was cold and awkward in the winter. People didn't want to open up their houses. Now buyers do all their pre-market shopping online. The first time they see the property is online.
Yes.
Or on social media if they're looking at Novak properties. So, you know, that element of, you know, being cold and miserable over winter, and, you know, every car has climate control in it. Now most homes have it as well, or apartments. You know, it's not what it was 30 or 40 years ago. But stock levels are always low on the northern beaches over the winter months. Most people feel that, you know, the daisies look best in the spring. That's when I put my property on the market, and they wait. So we always know that when we do something in isolation, we might get a better result than if we do it in competition.
Yep.
So if I had a property to sell, I'd be putting it on now.
There you go. There's your answer.
And I would, you know, if I'm worried about the daisies, we can always put them in virtually. Or Billy will fly up to North Queensland and get some for you.
Pick some out for you.
Pick some out for you. All part of the deal.
That's the extra mile we go at Novak.
Yeah.
But that's very well said. Sell in isolation, not in competition. And I think we're going to see a little bit more stock come to market in spring. That won't change prices because there's certainly the same level of activity.
Yeah, I think if we get more stock, it will change prices. I think it might weaken some of the markets.
Okay.
I think if you're a seller between now and probably 14th of September is a great time to get your property on the market, especially for certain sort of products. So apartments,
yes,
I'd definitely be getting them on now. Houses are a bit more sought after. I would definitely, if I had a house, I would want to be winding up an auction by the latest end of October.
Right.
I think once you get into November and December and you're selling a property, then people that have purchased properties in August and September that need to sell are selling in that period.
Yep.
And they're quite concerned if they don't get a sale before the end of the year, they've got to go into the 2020, is it 2024 next year, Billy?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's all flooding by me, Billy. It's all going too fast. Slow it down. But if you don't want to be in that last month of the year in December, trying to find a buyer for your property.
Okay.
So get it on in isolation and sell. For buyers, look, there's a few more buyers around in spring too.
Yeah, there you go. And I think realestate.com levels are about 470 properties on the market.
Incredibly low.
20-year low.
20, yeah. Well, we've seen it as high as 1,000.
Yep.
So if you're holding a property and you're thinking, I'll wait to spring, could be a lot of people doing that.
There you go. Mm. The final piece of this magical conversation is, what are you doing to celebrate your birthday?
Tomorrow I'm doing something tonight. I'll catch up with my mum and that the family's still away. I do have a family. It's not like an imaginary one that's always away and no one brings it up, but I do. They're away till the end of the month, and then tomorrow I'll catch up with the family as well, my brother and sister, and have a bite to eat. JB, what are you up to?
Oh, probably hit the beach before it gets too cold. Have a bit of a swim.
Tonight?
Yeah, go for a swim at the pool.
At Palm Beach, at the local pool?
Oh, I might go to the one in freshwater.
Really? And you swim all year?
No, just now and then when I want to get some exercise.
So you'll swim in at night under the floodlights?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Did you swim as a kid?
Yeah, lots.
Like competition and that?
Yeah.
That's really, really interesting. See, there's a real big trend going on at the moment where people jump into ice baths and they bang, like that guy out of Wolf of Wall Street. They oi, 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 oi. They do all these chants and that. When really you can just go to 20 laps in the rock pool. Over winter you'll get pretty cold. DY rock pool's running around 17 degrees at the moment. If you need it colder than that,
well, Michael Sillich, highly performing agent, likes a cold shower every morning. So there is science to this madness. But there you go.
Oh, look, the benefits of jumping in the cold water, it really invigorates you. I like swimming, in the rock pool as well over winter. And then when I see all these crowds of people bringing their bags of ice, they could just do that, but it doesn't look as good on social media, swimming in the rock pool as jumping in an ice bath.
Very true.
Now, we turn to Billy. Silly Billy.
In fact, I'm actually just going to be having a quiet night, and believe it or not.
Why was that, Billy?
I got a bit carried away last night, and I had a beautiful evening out. But look, everything's got to be done in moderation. Tonight, I'm going to be catching up a little bit on sleep and preparing for my Sunday opens tomorrow. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy day.
Yeah, when Billy said he had a late night, he didn't have a boozy late night. He had a late night, still in at 7 o'clock and still be out the door around the same. So work doesn't falter, but yeah, you always get a bit worried, young Billy.
Nothing to worry about.
But he stayed in Manly, which was really quite reassuring. So when you get into the city, Billy, that's when all those all those big city cats gets the little country mouse.
Well, look, there's some great establishments. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Get out, try something new. Maybe go for a nice cold lap in one of our sea pools if you're in the area.
Well, they're the envy of the world. People come from overseas and wonder where you pay. I just say put the money in my hand.
And check out some property whilst you're here. We've got some opens. We've got some appointments. The office is open. Coffee's open. So there you go.
Yep. Have a great weekend.
Have a good weekend.
See you guys. Have a good weekend. And